mostly a night thing anyways. You had asked me out on a proper date, once upon a time. I was the one who pushed it back to 10 p.m. and suggested a bar instead of a movie or dinner, like the drinks were just a formality. Back in my bed, you rolled off me fidgety, sobered up. I want to go home. I want you to come with me. You looked at me through the dark. I'm too wired to sleep, but you can smoke in my room if you want. It wasn't a far walk, and you wrapped your arm around me, protecting me from the 2 a.m. streetlights. We stayed up almost till dawn, chain smoking and holding hands, watching stupid true crime shows on your TV, and I think when we finally went to bed, you tried to spoon me. I didn't know what any of it meant. I could have done a little sleuthing, just the tiniest bit, and maybe prevented some of the mess, the tangly mouse nest of our connections, concentric circles of friends Venn diagrammed into our social scenes. The last time I saw her, she had said we should hang out sometime, do some collaging or something. She was nice like that. So you're friends with her. Your intonation, matter of fact, this is what we have to work with. We both still had our pants off. What good would it do to say that really she was more like a friend of a friend, someone I talked to at parties? Like it shouldn't count that I was screwing her ex, her newly minted ex, who she still shared Netflix passwords and sweatshirts with, who still walked her dog when she was out of town. You can talk to her about it. I'm not trying to hide anything, but here's the point. I can't deal with having you both in the same place at the same time. It'd be like crossing streams, you know? I thought about that metaphor for a minute. Are you still sleeping with her? You looked at the ground, pleading the fifth. You'd made a big show of putting a condom on the first time, like you didn't think I trusted you to. But we were getting sloppy about it. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Maybe that was the turning point, when you became something valuable. I could tell you missed her by how tight you held me. I remember the night you texted at 3 a.m., out of your mind drunk, and when I came over I found out she had just left, the room full of beer bottles and cigarette butts with her lipstick on them. She's a bit pissed off about the whole thing, you had said, barely able to stand before you pulled me in, vicious and needy, to bite my lips to shreds. That was the night of the first dream. You and I walked on a beach hand in hand, and then she appeared out of the blue. I begged her forgiveness, told her I didn't know what I had done, but she just smiled at me and said, "Oh girl, you've got it bad." As soon as her mouth closed, my eyes popped open and I looked at you snoring next to me in your undershirt, the moonlight catching the strands of gray in your chest hair, the badly executed eagle tattoo on your arm. In the morning, I told you I had to go without making eye contact, and you kissed my forehead, cupping my hair and whispering, "See you soon." I didn't know what to do. 2 days later, I texted you out of the blue, taking initiative. "What are you doing tonight?" Strand of energy reaching out, exploring, something fraught and tender. "I have band practice until 10, ... I let it drop. I didn't want to beg you. Things around us got heavy after that. For you, the death of a friend. For me, a rock bottom, then sober living. I dreamt you angry, wiggly lines of red lightning spilling off your long hair, and found out later that was the night you broke every object in your room. I started meditating in the morning and felt a wound for you as my mind cleared. Your face coming into my mind and making something tug in my stomach like a vein pulsing. I was working at the art school then, taking notes for international students and watching them do tone studies over and over again. Squares of black, fading slowly to shades of white through constant mixing. Each tone on the chart a perfect degree of separation from the last, and I had my final dream of you, of us. The instructor was standing in a light-filled studio and explaining to me that our squares were close to each other, our grays only separated by little pigment. I saw myself hopscotching over blots of gray, moving closer and closer to you, and I was so happy. like I knew a secret.